Hello everyone, I'm very excited to come your way today. My goal for today's tutorial is to take you through how to bid and win government contracts in the United States using SAM.gov. So if you have a registered business in the US, if you have an LLC, if you have an S Corp, if you essentially have a registered business, either a small business, medium-sized business, or even a big business, if you are not taking advantage of federal contracts, you are missing out on a great deal. Small businesses in the US can win anywhere from $200,000 to $1 million and over in government contracts. And this is one of the most reliable sources of income because the government is definitely the most reliable payer when it comes to, reliability in payment and, definitely helping you scale your business. So without wasting my time, I'm just going to go straight into sam.gov, take you through how to search for contract opportunities, how to identify contract opportunities, what to avoid in trying to identify contract opportunities, what to look out for in identifying contract opportunities, and then the steps you need to take in submitting your bid and winning contract opportunities. Let's go straight into it. The first and most important step, open your Google browser or your Microsoft Edge browser, whichever browser you prefer. Then type in sam.gov. You click enter. Once you come to sam.gov, please note that sam.gov is the official, as you can see here, official US government website for federal contract opportunity, and it is 100% free. Please don't go to any scam website in search of contract opportunities. Come to the official website. It's sam.gov, G-O-V. Simple and short. Now I want you to know that in order to be able to be eligible to bid for contract opportunities, you need to first have a registered business in the United States. You should either have an LLC, an S Corp, a C Corp. Then the next step is to, after registering your business, you go to the IRS website and get your employer identification number, that's the EIN. With your EIN, you can come to sam.gov and register here. If you have not registered, you create an account and register. In my subsequent tutorial, I'm going to take you through how to register a new business on sam.gov. But however, you need to know that you don't need to sign in to search for contract opportunities. Today we are going to search for contract opportunities, identify good contract opportunities, how to identify contract opportunities with money attached, what to look out for in contract opportunities, and what not to look out for or what to avoid so that we don't waste our time. Speed is the king, and you don't want to be wasting your time, browsing or going through contract opportunities that are meaningless or, it's not going to profit you in any shape, manner, or form. So, in order to search for contract opportunity, the first step is to come to search. You come to click on search. Once you click on search, if you take a look at this part of your browser, you see all domains, contracting, federal assistance, entity information. You click on contracting. It will also interest you to note that the government also posts federal assistance on sam.gov every day. So there are a lot of federal assistance, some grant monies that are available for small businesses or businesses on sam.gov as well. But today we are going to focus on contract opportunities. We click on contracting. Once you click on contracting, you click on contract opportunities, then come to exact phrase. The reason why we click on exact phrase is that we want to know the contract opportunities that have been posted today. So today, the government has posted 39,106 contract opportunities. So what this means is that they are not necessarily new contracts. They include updated contracts. They include requests for information. They include pre-solicitations and so forth and so on. So every day on an average, the government can post anywhere from 10,000 to 39,000 or 40,000. In most cases, I see up to 40,000 results here. So we have 39,106 contract opportunities. Well, let's scroll down to the last page. So you see that it displays 1 out of 25 for every page. Then, so if you want it to display more results per page, you can, let's say, ask it to display up to 100 so that you can go through. So all these are contract opportunities. Now, I want to let you know what to avoid, okay? When you see things like original sources sought, it means there's no money attached to it. The government is simply requesting for information, okay? If you see updated combined synopsis solicitation, there is money attached to it. So what you want to see is solicitation or combined synopsis or updated combined synopsis or a combination of all updated combined synopsis solicitation. There is money attached to it. So this is a contract for cleaning of fuel storage tanks and associated pipelines at Yongsan and Camp Stanley. So this is a contract opportunity. There's money attached to this contract. So this 66 automated electrophoresis system. This is an updated combined synopsis solicitation. Please always take note of here so that you don't even waste your time to click or to search for contract opportunities which are non-fundable or where there's no money attached to it. So if you see original special notice, there's no money attached to it. We skip. Original award notice, this contract opportunity has been awarded. I want us to go here and let's see how much this particular company has been awarded in contract. This is very interesting. I see this as sometimes motivating. We click on this. This contract is Detroit VAMC NEMT follow-on. So it's an award notice. It means that this contract has been awarded. If you take a look at this place, you see the contractor. It was awarded to J&M Automotive. This contractor was awarded a contract of 9.8 million US dollars. Okay, 9.8 million US dollars. Now, this is the contracting officer. So if you want to submit your bid, if you wanted to submit your bid for this particular contract, this was the person you were submitting it to, Robert Bolkovich. This is his email address. If the statement of work tells you to email the bid or the proposal, you are supposed to email it to this particular contracting officer. I want us to go back and see how we can filter it to meet our needs, okay? Now, I want to assume that I own a janitorial company or a cleaning company. My cleaning company, I'm a small business, okay? You want to look for contract opportunities that are set aside. If you're a small business, you can look for contract opportunities that are set aside for small businesses. What the government has done is that the government understands that there is competition. Big businesses cannot small businesses cannot compete with big businesses at the same level. So if they make the feel that equal playing field is going to be at a disservice to small businesses. So what the government has done is that they have deliberately set aside certain business for some minority classifications to ensure that everyone is able to have a chance at getting government contracting. I strongly believe this is amazing. So there are certain business, contract opportunities that are set aside for small businesses, total small businesses. That is, so it is described as total small business set aside. There are certain contract opportunities that are set aside for veterans. Thank you for your service. If you're a veteran, those are veterans set aside. There are certain contract classifications that are set aside for service disabled veterans. So if you're a veteran who is disabled, there are contract opportunities that are set aside for you. That further narrows down the scope and the competition of that particular contract opportunity to ensure that service disabled veterans are also able to get certain contract opportunities. So these are some of the systems that is put in place to ensure that small business are able to survive in the United States. And I strongly believe this is what the American dream is about. It's not just about getting jobs, but it's about giving opportunity to everyone, irrespective of your background, your color, or whatever, race or classification you belong to. Now, we have a total of 39,106 contract opportunities. We are a cleaning company. We are assuming we are a cleaning company. So we want to filter this to small businesses and to, you know, look for contract opportunities that is only around cleaning. We come to set aside. You come to the filtering options here. You come to set aside. You click on total small business set aside. Now, if you scroll through the set aside, you see the various set aside classification. So you will see total small business set aside, partial small business set aside, historically underutilized businesses. There are certain businesses that are set aside for women, okay? Women-owned businesses, service disabled veteran-owned small business set aside, SBA certified women small business program, sole source. So there are different classifications. You can always search for them. So let's go for total small business set aside. When we scroll back, we see that as of today, we have 9,406 opportunities. We can further uh, we can further filter it just to show us only janitorial or cleaning contract opportunities. So we come to the search engine here. We click on janitorial, and then we can see that we have 104 results. So we can see here, this is an original award notice. So this is a janitorial service contract. Let's click on it and see how much this particular company won. So we have the contractor. The name of this company, LLC, is Vested Solutions Janitorial LLC. They won $316,500. This is how much they won for this contract opportunity. And this is the award in response to solicitation. This is a solicitation number. Eugene ATCT Janitorial was awarded to Vested Solutions Janitorial LLC in Desert Hot Springs, California on December 23rd, 2025 in the amount of $316,500. So just this week, someone has won $316,500, and it could be you. Now let's go through the various contract opportunities. So like I said, if you see original award notice, the contract opportunity has already been awarded, so the government or the department has to update it. Original pre-solicitation, there is no money attached. We keep on scrolling. This original combined synopsis solicitation, there is money attached to this contract, custodial services. So let's click on it and see what it means. Once we click on it, this is if we see the notice ID, this is the notice ID. If you want to come back to this later, you can make sure you save this particular notice ID. You can always use it to search for this contract opportunity. So this is the contract type. It's a combined synopsis solicitation. It means that the department is ready to fund this contract opportunity. Now, take a look at the date the offers are due. The offer for this particular contract is due on January 7, 2026, 10 a.m. CST time. Okay, it was published on December 19th. So there is still time to work on, preparing your proposal and submitting your bid for this contract opportunity. Now, if you look at the set aside, yes, it's small business set aside. And then this is the description. So that is non-personal custodial services. The period of performance is 15 January 2026 to 31st December 2026 or subsequent date, which includes 1/11 12.5 month base year with 4 12-month option years and 6 months extension. This is a wonderful contract opportunity. So with this contract opportunity, you get a 1 year full contract. Then you have an option to extend it for the next 4 years. After the 4 years, you still have an option to extend it for another 6 months. That's a wonderful contract opportunity you want to take advantage of. The advantage of government contracts is the fact that number one, it gives you a reliable source of income. There is no reliable payer than the government. The government will always pay you within 30 days. It is absolutely certain. The government is not going to run away with your money. The government is not going to die. The government is always going to be there. Two, if you have contract opportunities, it dramatically increases the value of your company. So if you plan to exit and sell your company big, buyers will want to look for companies that have clearly stated down contracts, okay? That have recurring revenues. So once you meet some of these criteria, it's easy to sell your company, exit, make your millions, you go out and rest, you can start afresh, depending on what you want, or you can hand it over to your children based on your own succession plans. So this is an interesting contract opportunity. This is the primary point of contact. So you have to go through the various attachments. And if you want to ask any questions, if you want to submit your proposal, this is the person you are sending it to. You are sending it to Emmy Llewellyn. Llewellyn. So this is the email address. This is the phone number. If you want to call during work hours and make any inquiries, you can always call. This is the address of the contracting officer. Now, these are the attachments, okay? These are the attachments for this particular contract opportunity. You need to download it and read through so that you'll be able to, you'll be able to understand the scope of work that the government is looking for. If you look at the scope of work the government is looking for and you think you can perform it, you go into it. So now let's click the attachments. Once we click the attachments, we click on download all attachments, and then it goes into our downloads. So we have it. We have the attachments in our download. Now, if you take a look at this, you can see the performance work statement. So this is what the government wants you to do. You take your time and go through. You take your time and go through. You get to know exactly what the government wants you to do. If you can do it, you prepare your proposal and you submit it. Now, I always want to look at the pricing. So this is the invoice. The government will definitely want you to prepare an invoice. As you can see it here. So this is the scope of work the government wants to know. Custodial services is 12 months. How much will a month cost? You indicate it, you have your total. Carpet cleaning, how much will it cost? Tile and grout cleaning, exterior and interior window cleaning, striping, semi-annual custodial services, spray bar floors, high dusting. So this is what the government wants. And once you have all these, what you do is that you can submit, you can prepare your proposal, you get your invoice or your quote, you submit it to the government, and then you wait to see if you win the contract opportunity. Now, what I always advise people is that, look, today we are in the era of artificial intelligence. If you are not using AI, someone is using AI. And someone who is using AI is going to run around you in circles. So you can imagine that you want to just manually go through this entire scope of work. Okay? You want to manually go through this entire scope of work. It's how many pages? This is over 60 pages. It's going to take you hours, if not days, to go through all these and really understand what the government wants. So you can use AI to give you a high-level summary of these contract opportunities. Now, what's one strategy small businesses can use, even if you don't own a janitorial company, as long as you have a registered LLC, and please Take note, in registering your LLC to be able to submit or bid for government contracting, don't use a PO box address. Make sure it is a physical address. Don't use a PO box. Even if you don't have an office, you can use your home address. But please make sure you don't use a PO box address. Once there's PO box, once you don't have a physical address, you are not eligible to bid for government contracting. Now let's go back to AI. So what I did is that I developed a Gemini and I gave it specific instructions. So a Gemini is an AI, you know. So just like we have ChatGPT, you can create a special GPT that has specific instructions and does what the instruction tells it to do. So the Gemini I've created, here is it. It's called the Keystone Government Contract Subcontractor Scout. So what this Gemini does is very, very simple. Anytime I get a contract opportunity and I download the attachments, I just highlight all the attachments and drop them in this Gemini. I highlight everything and I drop it. I just click it. I've just given it an instruction that whenever I put contract opportunity in it, it's supposed to do what? Summarize the contract opportunity and identify subcontractors within the jurisdiction of the performance area or where the contract opportunity is going to be performed. It's going to identify subcontractors and give me the name of the subcontractors, their website, so that I can reach out to them and get quotes. As a small business, sometimes you can start out with no experience. So if I start out with no experience and I get a cleaning company with 15 years of experience, I can use their leverage on their experience. So their experience, 15 years of experience plus my 0 years of experience, as we have a combined experience of 15 years. And you can use their scope of work, their capability in various, works that they have performed to build your capability statement, get a quote from them and submit your bid. When you win the contract, you pay them their part and keep your margin. That is how you build capability from, especially at the beginning stage, if you don't really have much experience. So you can see that my Gemini here has done what? Has summarized, giving me a high level summary of this particular contract opportunity. So it tells me that this requirement is for comprehensive janitorial and custodial services at the Army Reserve Facility located in Lima, Ohio. So it gives you the opportunity, custodial services, the solicitation number, the agency, the place of performance. It gives you the address. Then it goes ahead to list potential subcontractors within 10 miles of the jurisdiction of the contract opportunity. So it gives me a company called Service Master Clean by McCann. It gives me the link, Mid-Atlantic Cleaning Contractors, Clean All Services. So let's say we look at Clean All Services, but let's say we want to visit their website. You can get their website. You have their phone number here. You can give them a call. You can write them an email. What you want to do is to get a quote. But if you have your own cleaning company and you can perform this contract opportunity, it makes it easier. You prepare your quotes, you prepare your proposal, and you submit your bid. The key thing is speed. Speed is very, very important. Okay? Submit at least 20 contracts. You can win one out of 20 contracts. And let me encourage you here. You don't need 20 contracts. You don't need to win 20 contracts to be successful. Just as you saw, you can win one contract. There are organizations that have won $9 million just in one contract, 5 million in one contract. Just one contract can change the trajectory of your business. So if you are here, if you are in the United States, if you have a registered business, please don't sleep on SAM.gov. I would still develop subsequent videos to take you through how to register on SAM.gov, how to be eligible to bid for government contracts, as well as how to identify other contract opportunities on state websites. Okay, so this is for the federal government. It will interest you to know that every state, all the 50 states in the US, also have state contracts. So the state of Maryland, my business is in Maryland. I'm registered on the state of Maryland, as a contractor. I'm registered on SAM.gov as a federal contractor. And so depending on the state you are, if you are in Texas, you can register on your in your state to provide contract opportunities to your local, your state or local government. If you are in Ohio, if you are in California, you can register your state. So if you are a business, if you're a small business, medium-sized business, please take advantage of federal contracts and even state contracts. And I'm telling you, the sky is your limit. So please, if you like this video, please give it a like, share, and then watch out for this particular page. I'll be sharing more amazing videos and tutorials, and that would really excite you. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure coming your way. My name is Joseph Achilo. I'm a business founder. I run nonprofit organizations, and my goal is to help people and to ensure that together we all succeed in this life. Thank you very much, and it's been an exciting moment meeting you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.